Hello, everybody, and welcome to another night with Alchemy. You might notice that my screen looks a little different tonight. That is because we are checking out universes instead of just creating a game. So, as you might remember, Alchemy is a platform for enjoying your favorite tabletop role-playing games, but in a new dimension. Typically, theater of the mind style, centered around your imagination and making the world come to life through art, music, and so much more. We went through creating a game last time, and you can see it here on my recent games where we created the Shadow's Hearth and even worked together to introduce a new character there, Merrick the Guard. Merrick the Guard has brought some milk and cookies to share with you this evening. But we're gonna go and check out universes now, because as I brought up in games, there are certain things that you can only use as long as the universe is present in the game. And you guys saw some of that when I was creating the game itself in the section that determines what universes are you gonna use. So you're going to head on over to these tabs on the left, and we're going to go all the way down to the one that looks kind of like the World Wide Web, or the globe. And you'll see it's called Content Universes. Here are the ones I have. Now, I am a founder for Alchemy, so a few of these are from the Alchemy Founders Kit, which we will be giving away one tonight, so if you're interested in Alchemy, this might be your chance. But, you can see them separated either by company, creator, or even just the title of the universe or the book in this case. So Humblewood is up here. I highly recommend Humblewood, by the way. Incredible content. We're gonna check some of it out here as well. The Lore of Aethera for all things alchemy. And to do with specifically the Lore of Aethera. And then, of course, the 5th edition SRD. Since Alchemy natively supports 5th edition, currently, unless they've changed this in any recent time, as in, like, the last week, every game you create will be on the 5th edition rules and will automatically include the 5th edition universe as a result. So you get all the basic spells and stuff in there. And then you see my universe is down here. So I've been working on Universifying Fate Forge, which is a set of books I got. They do not have an official partnership with Alchemy, but I enjoy messing around with Alchemy's UI and checking things out. So I have that there kind of just to bring the books to life for myself online. But you also see we have the Realms of Mystriel, and thanks so much to Grumpy Guru for creating a working logo for it. I appreciate you very much. We're going to be working within the Realms of Mystriel. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you guys how to create your own universe. And what a universe exactly is. So universes are... think of them kind of like big books. And all your content goes in them like chapters. You can name your universe whatever you want. You can create a slug for it. As well, slugs are typically used to just identify different pages, usually on websites, but in this case it's kind of an identifier for you to locate the universe a bit easier. You select a background image, you select the logo, and once you do, it'll pop up here. And then you can select who you share it to. The share feature is one of my favorite functions because it lets you collaborate with people. So if there's a friend that you want to work with when you're creating your universe and putting down your stories and your characters, I highly recommend sharing it with them. Now, you can see here I am the owner of this one, but you can also have editors, viewers, so on and so forth. We're not going to create a whole new universe right now, but we're going to go into the Realms of Mystriel so you can see what some of that looks like. At least from a creator's perspective. So as you can see, I have a number of articles already set up here. Some have images, most of them don't. And we have these modules up here. Now you don't have to worry too much about these modules. Just know that when you create a universe, there's going to be a basic module, a default module, and that you can create more. This is typically more important for people who intend to bundle their adventures and writings into something they plan to put on the marketplace later. Yes, your content can end up on the marketplace for sale. So if you're somebody who likes to produce content for tabletop play, and wants to join in on Alchemy, check it out. It's freaking awesome. And we'll touch base on content creators and the marketplace in a future discussion. So if that's something you want to see, be sure to tune in for the next week, which is where I believe we'll be talking on it. But anyways, you can see here I have a variety of articles, and they all have random names. You can name an article however you want. It could be about a character, it could be about a place, it could be about a thing. You can see one I have for Psycha Night Hunt down here. And you can also see one I have for the Shadow's Hearth, so a character and a location. And if you go down into a article, I'm going to choose one of the ones I've been working on. Here we go. You get this nice scrolling script, and you can go up here to edit it, or you can press Ctrl-Shift-E also to edit that as well. I have another one that I've been working on more. If you put a background image, you'll get it up here, and then you can do other nifty little things here. Let me see. Yeah. So you can add a visual to have a background visual like I do here. And you can add audio. So you can select an audio track to play. And that way, whenever anybody clicks into the article, they get this audio track, this ambiance, or maybe it's a theme or whatever works for you and your writing, and you want to accompany it together. Alchemy allows you to do that, which is super cool and super fun in my opinion. Some people I've heard do voiceovers and put them as the audio, so you get the article and somebody reading it out to you, which I think is awesome. And others just do ambiance, like a spooky temple or a creepy dungeon kind of stuff. And you can also add any relevant attachments or tags. Metadata tags allow you to search things a little more easily. I have a couple of metadata tags on a few items. You can see here I have added some attachments about Psycha, mostly related to her different forms and stuff. And I believe these are accessible to anybody who has access to the article, so you guys can check some of that out. I'll post a link later in the Discord for you guys to see. And if you're interested in taking part of this community and helping add your voice to the realms of Mystriel, however it might appear, feel free to check out my Discord. You can see the link on the top right of this stream. That is the direct link to the Discord. You can also use discord.gg/Meepachan. That is a currently active link as of the time of this recording. And we're always happy to have new members to talk about and write stories with and play with. All sorts of fun stuff. But anyways, back to the universe. You'll see up here that we have different tabs. We have tabs for articles. We have tabs for characters. You can see here I have a list of some characters. This is when I was experimenting for the most part. That you can see that I've added some dragons. I've added a monster here. And we're going to create a character in just a minute. Not just yet, but we're going to get there. There's also a tab for items, a tab for spells, and a tab for scenes. Now, what are scenes? Scenes are a particular point in the story, something you want to illustrate. And you can attach scenes to any game that you're playing. They're kind of free-floating in a sense. We're going to create a scene here. And since we made the Shadow's Hearth a game initially, now we're going to make it a scene in the realms of Mystriel. So let's get this set up right here. Can select my background there. And if you guys remember from the last stream, I really ended up liking Magic Presence Purple for a motion effect to overlay onto the image. And we don't really have a tactical map, but for the sake of creation, we're gonna choose one of these. We'll go with this one. And we don't really have any background music for it or encounter music, so I'm just gonna leave those blank for now. And for a tag, we're gonna do Shadow's Hearth. and Shadow Fiend, because they are related. Any notes that you want to add, go here. This is where you typically put the story associated with the scene. These notes are visible to you as a game master, and we're going to be seeing that scene as a game master. So if you have important information about what this scene is going to be about, this is where you'd put it. Since I'm putting this scene kind of as a location scene, I don't really have any story to put on it myself, so I'm going to leave this blank. And then here you can add any NPCs relevant to the scene. Since the Shadow's Hearth is where you'd likely find Saika, I could probably type in Saika here. There she is. And we can add her into the scene. And then we'll click this white check mark to save. And boom! We have our scene. Now it should show here, but it is not, unfortunately. It may not have saved, or I might have done something wrong. I'm not entirely positive. But we're gonna give that another try just to make sure. If there's any bugs, it's important to figure these out, because that way we can send it to the guys on their own Discord. And yes, I do refer to the guys on Alchemy. And let them know, hey, this isn't quite working as it's intended. So let's see if we can't reproduce what's going on here. Alright, so it looks like it's created. And if we close this here, oop. Still not showing. This could be a case of needing to refresh it though. So let's step out here for a second. And then let's go back. Alright. The only other thing I can think of is that I need to refresh the entire client. Which, it's possible. Nope, it's still not appearing. So, I guess we'll have to bring that up on their bug reports and let them know that that's not quite functioning. Or maybe I'm just blind and I'm not using it right. It's entirely possible, but I kinda doubt it. So we're not gonna check out the scene right now. Just know that it is assumably created, and I'll try to sort that out some other moment. But spells! Let's check out spells. As you can see, I kind of made up a random spell here already. I don't know much about D&D, so unfortunately my spells aren't super... they don't make a lot of sense. But you can see here what that spell is, what kind of spell it is, how long it takes to cast. These are all rules related to D&D 5e. Not all systems have this. But it gives you an idea of what your spell will look like when you create it. But we're going to create a new spell. What should we create? Well, let's make it simple. We'll do a verbal spell. So all you need to do is talk about it, right? And we'll make it a cantrip, so it's something really small. Maybe we should do something silly. Confetti. And we're gonna have it take 1 minute. It's instantaneous. And it's got a 10-foot area. And we're gonna say... if you speak words of silly principles, confetti will explode around you. And it doesn't need any concentration. It's not a ritual. It's not an attack. It doesn't need a saving throw. But it's nice that it's there for you to check out. And it doesn't deal any damage, but if we were to give it damage, we could. And you can select how many dice you're going to use. So in this example that you can see already kind of pre-filled here, it's a 1d4 plus 0 bonus damage with the ability focus on whatever you choose. So like dexterity. And what kind of damage is it? You can only select one kind of damage, but if you're the kind of person who wants different selectable types of damage, it might be easier for you to just declare that kind of damage and leave this blank. And then add any modifiers that you might use personally. But this confetti is not acidic. Confetti that... No, it's not gonna kill you! It's not confetti that kills you, I promise. I promise. Confetti won't kill you. And then you can see if you can select if the spell can be cast at a higher level. And for attack, we'll put confetti, because that's what it is. We're gonna be doing, it's a confetti spell. And there you can see it, we got a cantrip called confetti. And it's important to note this isn't a cantrip everybody suddenly has on alchemy. This is a cantrip tied to the Realms of Mystrial universe itself. So if they don't have the Realms of Mystrial universe selected, they're not gonna see that spell. So I guess in Mystrial, if you're silly enough, you can just make confetti explode everywhere. But that's just an example of how spells work. Now, items you can also create. Everything is kind of manual right now as well. So, certain things you can do, other things you can't do. Certain things are automatic, other things are not. In general, if you don't put anything in the blank spaces, then those are going to be left blank. Now that's my type of party. Exploding confetti everywhere. I agree. Confetti is fun. It's not like glitter. Glitter is really annoying, but confetti is just fun. Little bits of paper everywhere. So we're gonna make a new item. Why don't we make one of Merrick's favorite foods an item, right? Milk and cookies. Not just any milk and cookies. He likes Netherim cookies and Hoxen milk. Since Hoxen milk is a little bit harder to quantify, we're gonna start with Netherim cookies, right? And what type of item is this? Well, we don't have food as an item, which is unfortunate, but we do have a basic item or a wondrous item. Now, wondrous items in D&D are typically like really famous, powerful items and artifacts of incredible power. But for the silliness of it, we're gonna make cookies a wondrous item, because cookies are in fact very wondrous, and he always tries to carry around a bag of at least 10 cookies, because they are delicious. Costs, they are priceless. Priceless cookies. And they don't weigh much at all. It's weight in pounds. Sorry, my non-American friends, but we're gonna do like 0.2 pounds, or 1 pound. It's 1 pound of cookies, because I can't go lower than 1. I can't do non-integers. Is it a magical item? It is a consumable item, though, so we can't do that. I haven't decided whether Netherim cookies are magical or not. What do you guys think? Should the cookies be magical? Should they be magic cookies? You know, I never say no to more magic in the world, but I don't know. Are the cookies really that amazing? We got a yes. We got 2 yeses. Magic cookies. Alright, magic cookies it is. How rare are these cookies? Well, Netherim cookies are only around whenever the traders bring them, and nobody's quite sure where the origin of Netherim cookies is. Who makes them? What shop do they come from? Nobody quite knows, but somehow they always end up in different traders' hands from different cities. So how rare are they? I would say they're very rare. Not quite legendary rare, but very rare. Sub-rarity. They would be considered minor items, I would say. Because nobody's ending cities over cookies. Or at least I hope not. If you are going to end a city over a cookie, I would ask you to spend some time self-reflecting. It doesn't require attunement, because it's not that kind of item. The cookie wars, yes. And Netherim cookies. I do have a little description here. It's not very long, but it was just a little something. Netherim cookies are flat, round, and dark in color. These rich cookies are almost as dark as the new moon, with chocolate notes mingled in mysteriously aromatic spices, somewhere between cardamom, cinnamon, and a touch of vanilla. And actions. We don't have actions yet, but that's okay, because these are cookies. Hopefully they're not living cookies, because that's just terrifying. But we have cookies! We have cookies! They sound delicious. I hope so. I don't know. But Merrick has some odd taste, so you never know. But now we have Netherim cookies, and again, this is part of our universe. So if you want to use that, you have to have the universe activated. But anyways, Merrick the Guard's favorite Netherim cookies are now an item. Yes! But now we have to create characters. We have Merrick the Guard as a character in my library right now as a playable character. However, this tab is kind of for creating non-playable characters. I don't know about what you would consider a pre-generated character as far as playable characters that you create for other people to use. I cannot quantify that at this moment in time, but it is for creating NPCs very clearly. So I figured, why don't we work on Merrick's familiar, right? If you guys remember, the last week, you guys voted that Merrick's familiar was both scaly and feathery. And I came up with a couple of options to choose from to help us create Merrick's little friend. So give me a second here to set up the poll. And you guys will help decide what NPC gets developed, or at least the skeleton that gets put up for me to fill in later. So, what is Merrick's familiar? We got a few options here. And think closely about these. Alrighty. We're gonna set this up for 2 minutes. Alright, what is Merrick's familiar? A pygmy amphitheater? A raptor? A cockatrice? Or a basilisk? Let's see what you guys decide. Of course I'm not gonna just do a bird. A bird, while technically scaly and feathery, would have been too simple for me. I enjoy the torment of creating magical creatures. So what is Merrick's familiar? Again, the options are a pygmy amphitheater, a raptor, a cockatrice, or a basilisk. If you guys can't see the poll, let me know, but it should be up in the chat, in the Twitch chat, for you guys to check out. Oh, what's it gonna be, Luna? What's it gonna be? It's tied right now. We need a tiebreaker. If you haven't voted, vote! Or else we're gonna have to do a tiebreaker. We're gonna have to do a tiebreaker round, Luna. Luna's on my lap, looking for pets and scritches. You got a few seconds left to vote. What's it gonna be? Is he getting a pygmy amphitheater, a raptor, a cockatrice, or a basilisk? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and we got a tie! We got a tie between a pygmy amphitheater and a cockatrice, so we're gonna have to run another poll. So now you get 2 options. Who will yield ground, I wonder? Alright, 2 minutes on the clock. What is Merrick's familiar? Is it gonna be a pygmy amphitheater, or is it gonna be a cockatrice? Make your selections. Luna is having the time of her life right now, getting scritches. Reminder that if you can't see the poll, you can check out the Twitch chat. It should be there. What is Merrick's familiar? You got just under a minute left. Is he gonna get a pygmy amphitheater, or is he gonna get a cockatrice? Oh, you itchy? Are you itchy, pupper? Are you itchy, puppers? You're a good girl, Luna. Yeah. Alright, just a few seconds left. Again, we are tied, so I guess I'm gonna have to flip a coin. Alright, let's see here. If it's heads, it's a pygmy amphitheater. If it's tails, it's a cockatrice. So, let's see. And flipping! It's heads! We're getting a pygmy amphitheater! Thank you guys for taking part in those polls. So since we're getting a pygmy amphitheater, we're gonna see here. I'm gonna create one. Now the cool thing about the creating an NPC is that you can name this whatever you want. You can make a named NPC, you can make a non-named NPC. It doesn't matter. There's no difference between making a special NPC versus making a non-special NPC, except whatever you put into creating it itself. And this guy is gonna be tiny because he's a pygmy amphitheater. He's little. He's feathery. And what kind is he? Well, technically we can go with beast. I would consider him kind of like a little dragon. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he a dragon or is he a beast? Make sure to leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. He is gonna be unaligned. Well, he's a familiar, so I guess he would have a sort of alignment. Well, he'd probably be chaotic good. I could see him being very mischievous, but not like a bad guy. He's not the bad guy. And why not? And he's very tiny, so I don't think he's gonna be very powerful. But we'll put him at like a 1. We'll be nicer. And of course you have all the other stuff that you would typically put into a character. But we're not gonna fill all this out right now because that'll take some time. He would probably fly around for the most part. He would fly everywhere. And we'll give him a distance of 60 feet. Why not? Sorry, my non-American friends. And then you can select features like his saving throws, his skills, his damage vulnerability, his damage resistances, his damage immunities. Like everything you could think of to fit into an NPC, you can use it. But just keep in mind, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. If it's not relevant to your character, just leave it blank. It's not going to stop you from creating the character. And if you need to come back to it later, don't worry about it. You can do that. None of this stuff is final. So, I'm gonna have to take the time to try and create some silly goodness for this pygmy amphitheater, because I am, unfortunately, not super skilled with D&D, but I try my best. If you guys have a name that you want to suggest for this guy, this video will be up on YouTube later. You can also type it in chat right now, but if you want to suggest names for this guy, feel free to check out the YouTube video and leave a comment there. You can do it. You can add if he does spell casting. If he does do spell casting, you can add spells here. He's probably gonna be a magical amphitheater. Let's be real. It's always better when he's magical. And then you can do a description here. I obviously don't have a description for this guy yet because he was just created. But I'll have one soon. So now that we have our NPC all featured out here, the best NPC in existence, obviously, we're gonna click this white check mark. And ba-bam! OMG, you can make him throw confetti! You're right! He could be a confetti throwing familiar. I appreciate that tie-in. Yes, he could know the confetti cantrip. You know, why don't we add that? Why don't we add that to him? So this is what I was talking about when I said nothing is final here. If you want to edit something, you can go up to this lock over here. See how it says edit? And you click it. Boom! You can access everything. So as she mentioned, we can do confetti. Look at that! He knows confetti now! And save. Now our little amphitheater knows confetti! The confetti cantrip! And he'll be able to use that whenever he wants. But, that's basically everything in the universes in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me. But, I'm gonna check you, of course. I'm gonna show you one of the articles I have been working on, because, if you have been a part of my community for any length of time, you know that Shadow Fiends are one of the critters I like working on the most. It is what Saika is, Saika being the creature on my branding. You can see her on my BRB screen, on my stream starting screen, all over my branding, on my Twitter, in my Discord, everywhere basically. Saika's a Shadow Fiend! And I've been working on a Shadow Fiend article for you guys to be able to play with and create characters from. And that'll be exciting, I swear. My writing isn't that great because this is a very, very big rough draft. But you guys are getting the first sneak peeks of it. And then of course later anybody that sees it on YouTube. So Alchemy supports Markdown. And you can see that Markdown in action here. Markdown is characters that you add when you're typing that create a different effect once the article is quote-unquote published or saved. And I'll show you what that Markdown looks like in just a second. But you can find some pretty handy Markdown guides online, and in the Discord community for Alchemy, there's a bunch of people that tend to know this stuff pretty well and have created some amazing concepts with it. So for me, I had somebody help me out creating these little boxes here. I figured out how to put the headings that I liked, so on and so forth. You can use little subheadings. Now, if I go up here, I can edit these. And here you can see what Markdown looks like. Everything looks the same, except I have these little hashtags here. Or pound signs for my friends in age. And then these different little boxes are created through these symbols. And once we save it, we can do done. Control-Shift-E is the other key for that. Boom, this is what it looks like. So be sure to use Markdown on your articles to separate them out, make them look nicer. Figure out how you want to set up your chapters or quote-unquote articles. Now, of course, I have been working on different materials. However, one of the materials I was working on did not save properly. So I can't show you, for example, how to make tables. Which is a sad face for me, because tables are really cool. And I'm kind of surprised this doesn't have my tables anymore. Sad. But that's okay. I am nothing if not capable of recreating progress. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. Now we're going to check out some of the pre-made universes so you can see what this stuff looks like when it's completely fleshed out and not from the mind of a half-crazed Shadow Fiend. We're going to check out the Lore of Aethera universe, because I love Lore of Aethera, and this was created by the Alchemy team, which are the creators of this platform. So here you can see, not everything, like mine, not everything has an image. However, you can see different articles here. There's some motion graphics for these. And their own use of hyperlinks, their markdown, images, so on and so forth. By the way, heavily recommend the Lore of Aethera if you're looking for a fun, quick adventure that's family friendly, but kind of different, on a different beat. Lore of Aethera definitely fits the bill. And their next Kickstarter is coming real soon, so if you want to check that out, make sure you look up Alchemy RPG or the Lore of Aethera on Kickstarter. You can see some tables here! Tables! I love tables. Don't judge me. And I just love how much art they include in their articles. Like, there is a lot of love put into the content you see on Alchemy. And it's great. These are all the characters exclusive to the Lore of Aethera universe. Here's what I mean by you can have named NPCs as well as just regular NPCs. So Maggie Moon was an important NPC in a couple of scenes in the Lore of Aethera book. But you can also see here, there's random things like a swarm of Merquas spiders. So don't feel limited because of what something must be or probably is. Make whatever's on your mind. You got an important NPC or a character that you don't quite want to be a player character, but you don't quite want to be an NPC, just make it. Just make it and put it in there. Have fun with it. Here are items. You can add pictures to these items. So they have a number of more fleshed out items than I do. Maybe I should draw cookies. But just look at how cool these are. And of course, no book would be complete without a few spells. And obviously these are gonna look a lot better than mine do. They actually know what they're doing. I do not. But look at how cool these are. And here are scenes! This is what I'm talking about, scenes! You make a scene, you can click on it, figure out more about it, and you can add it to different things. Oh, it's great. And this is all part of the Lore of Ithera, the Lost Druid module. So if you saw it in my personal universe how we had that default module, this is what their default module is called. And then you can add more modules if you plan to do more adventure bundles and stuff like that. So it's really useful for keeping things under one roof, aka the universe. Now, not all universes are adventure books. So like Chepeku, I think is how that's said. I'm sorry if I butchered that. They are really great map makers. Their whole module is just maps. Legitimately. Just maps. And you can see these represented by scenes. So, if I open one of these... I can't open it. I'll have to add it to something and then open it. But if I were to open any one of these scenes, I would have a tactical map to look down on and check out. And I highly recommend checking these guys out because they are incredible map makers. There's a lot of detail in their art. You can see only portions of it here. But they've made some pretty awesome stuff for Alchemy. And this is, you can get this as a part of their Founders box, which we're gonna get ready to give away in just a second here. But even if you don't get the Founders box, this is gonna be available in the marketplace, which we are gonna touch on more next week. We're running out of time here, so we're gonna check out Humblewood as our last area. Mostly because I freaking love Humblewood. I haven't played it personally because, again, I don't have access to the same people resources that some other D&D groups have. The ability to meet consistently every week or every bi-weekly basis to run a game is just not in my abilities right now. But it doesn't mean I don't want to play it! Just look at these! What are those?! Like, I am in love with all of this. I actually follow the artist that did this art piece on Twitter. I'm super jealous of his skills. And there's a couple of items from Humblewood that I think are still available for free. Humblewood the Wakeworm's Fury is the one that is from Humblewood Tales, I think. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on it. But it's just you know, a scene, an overview of Humblewood and some characters for you to check out. And here's another one, Humblewood in the Heart of Dako. So more characters and a scene for you to check out, some monsters and NPCs. It's like a small little adventure, a taste of adventure for you to enjoy before getting the books, which they just recently had a Kickstarter. I'm not sure if it's still going or if it's done. I think it should be close to done if it's not already. Highly recommend checking them out. Their books are also available on Hit Point Press. Not a sponsor, but definitely a cool company. Here are the characters for Humblewood. Again, this is a part of the Founders box, so... but even if you don't want a Founders box, you can buy this separately if that's what you're interested in. Some art and items. And I think Humblewood will do fantastic, personally, on Alchemy's management system. Just the way it is, the way it's structured, the scenes. I just super hyped, and I really want to do a campaign in Humblewood. And then of course there's other ones that are like this one, Big Bads, where they're not really an adventure, but it is a book essentially of big bad monsters for you to use. And there's different bundles of them that are included in the Alchemy Founders box. and you can see here all the big bads they've created and use them in your account. So you can see how this is just a really handy tool for content creators of all stripes, whether you're a publisher or not, or a single creator or somebody who's working with a firm or anything like that. Universes allow you to combine different aspects. If I created a game right now, I could 100% have the lore of Aethera and Humblewood in the same game as selected universes and create my own adventure between the two of them. Just to have fun with it. It's anything goes, essentially, as far as the game goes. So I highly recommend checking these out and giving it a chance to just let your imagination run wild. Now, I have mentioned a few times already that we are running a Founder Box giveaway. Thanks to the Alchemy team for supporting me in this. I'm gonna put up the giveaway now. If you want to be a part of it, you got to be a part of this stream currently, first off. So those of you watching in the future in YouTube, I apologize, but these are stream exclusive giveaways. But also, it is now open. Enter #founder in the chat to be able to enter for your chance to win a Founder's Box. And while you guys enjoy some of that, I am gonna give this pupper some lovins. Cause she's been such a good girl. Yeah. Luna's just been chilling with me while I talk with you guys about this amazing platform that I'll never ever shut up about. Yeah, what a good pupper. Again, if you're entering the giveaway, it is #founder to enter the giveaway. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them either. I'm always here to help. #founder for anybody who wants to get your chance at a Founder's Box. And we'll end the giveaway in about 5 minutes. There it is! The scenes we created from the Realms of Mystriel. There's 2 of them now, so I have duplicates. But you can see there they are. They're selectable because I have the content universes selected for them. So if I edit this game here, and I go over here and I select, we'll say the Lore of Aethera. I select the Lore of Aethera here, right? And I save it. And I go over here. Boom! Look at that! We can add scenes from the Lore of Aethera into our game. Okay. So we add one scene. There it is! And there's the scene! Fun times. Oh. I'm stuck! No! Saved it. There we go. But yeah. So that's how scenes work. That's how we get scenes. Alright, just about 2 minutes left to enter the giveaway. Luna, stop it! Stop it! Luna! Why are you so needy, huh?
He's so needy.
Alright, just about 30 seconds left. Remember, hashtag founder in the chat. Alrighty, time to close up. Let's see who won. And our winner tonight is Lost Oasis. Congratulations! Are you here? Make sure you type in exclamation point claim to claim it, please. Welcome. Yes. Yay! Thank you! I will be with you to collect your details in a minute. But in the meantime, this is the end of this stream, guys. If you're interested in more of this content, feel free to let me know on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever. You can join the Discord and say, hey, I like that. Or you can tell me you didn't like. You can tell me it was a pile of puddles. What is a pile of puddles? I don't know, but you can tell me that's what it was. Anyways, I hope you guys stay safe and take care, and I'll see you guys in the next stream, okay? Have a good night. Bye-bye.